Gentlemen, allow me to pose something direct to you. Have you ever heard that magnesium serves as the key supplement for your energy levels, your sleep, and even your performance in the bedroom? I'm here to inform you that such advice might be holding you stuck. Magnesium does have its uses, but when it involves restoring firmness, stamina, and that potent sense of manhood you've been lacking, magnesium isn't the solution. In fact, consuming magnesium at night could actually worsen things for some of you. The reality is, there exist two vitamins you can consume before bed that directly awaken your body's natural drive and may restore reliable, enduring erections, sometimes overnight. That's not exaggeration, that's physiology. And by this video's conclusion, you'll understand exactly what they are, how to apply them safely, and why they might succeed even if you've faced struggles for years. Now, I aim to provide you value immediately, not at the end. So let's begin with the initial vitamin, vitamin D3. Most men associate it with bone health or perhaps immune function, but here's what nearly no one reveals to you. Vitamin D3 functions like a hormone. When you consume it at night, it binds into the same receptors in your body that regulate testosterone production. Testosterone doesn't merely dictate sex drive. It's what maintains your muscles strong, your belly fat reduced, and your circulation flowing to every body part, including where you desire it most. I've witnessed men over 70 who believed their testosterone was lost forever begin waking up with firmness once more within weeks of addressing their vitamin D3 deficiency. That's how potent it can be. But here's where most men err. Vitamin D3 doesn't operate alone. Your body requires a partner mineral to activate it, and most older men are operating on empty regarding this one. I'll disclose that shortly, because once you pair the two, the outcomes can be dramatic. Before I do, permit me to briefly explain why you should heed me. My name is Dr. May Anderson. I've devoted over 25 years to specializing in men's health. I might not be a man myself, but I've heard thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond describe their frustrations. The embarrassment of evading intimacy, the awkward silence with their partner, the disappointment following attempts with pills that failed to deliver, and the fear that this life aspect is finished. I can assure you with absolute confidence, it doesn't need to be. I've observed men at every age reclaim their vitality through natural, science-backed strategies. Let's be candid here. Weak erections aren't merely a bedroom concern. They're frequently the initial indicator of something deeper: poor circulation, declining testosterone, and accelerated aging. Ignore it, and you're not simply jeopardizing intimacy. You're elevating your risk of heart issues, diabetes, even dementia. I've witnessed it too often. That's why this isn't about vanity. It's about survival, about preserving the dignity and strength that defines you as a man. And that's precisely why these two vitamins are important. Let me recount a story. A gentleman I'll refer to as Richard visited me at 74. He informed me he hadn't experienced a full, firm erection in over 3 years. He deeply loved his wife, but they'd ceased being intimate. He stated, "Doc, I don't even attempt anymore. It's too humiliating." He had experimented with medications, but the side effects resulted in headaches and dizziness. So, we conducted some blood work. His testosterone levels fell below the normal range, and his vitamin D was almost non-existent. His zinc was low as well. I provided him a simple nighttime routine. Consume 3,000 IU of vitamin D3 with dinner, followed 2 hours before bed by 20 milligrams of zinc. That's it. Within 6 weeks, Richard returned to me with tears in his eyes. He said it worked. I didn't believe it, but it worked. Not only were his erections returning, but his morning energy increased, his confidence came back, and his relationship with his wife transformed. Now, you might be curious why at night. Isn't vitamin D something you're meant to take in the morning? That's what many believe. But here's the truth. Your body's testosterone production peaks during sleep, particularly between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. Consuming vitamin D3 at night ensures it's present in your bloodstream precisely when your body is naturally prepared to repair, rebuild, and restore hormone balance. Zinc, conversely, functions like the ignition switch. Without zinc, your body cannot generate testosterone efficiently. It's akin to attempting to start your car without fuel in the tank. That's why numerous older men struggle. They might consume vitamin D, but without zinc, they never observe results. Consider it this way. Vitamin D3 is the key in the ignition, but zinc is the gas in the engine. You require both to operate the car, and when you combine them at the appropriate time before bed, you're stacking the deck in your favor. You're aligning with your body's natural rhythms, not opposing them. This isn't theory. It's supported by dozens of studies. Research indicates that men with elevated vitamin D3 levels possess significantly higher testosterone than men who are deficient. Another study discovered that zinc supplementation could nearly double testosterone levels in deficient men within merely 6 weeks. Combine those, and you possess a potent 1-2 punch that restores not only performance, but energy, mood, and vitality. But let's delve deeper, because I recognize some of you are skeptical. You're pondering, if it's this straightforward, why didn't my doctor inform me? Fair inquiry. The reality is, most mainstream doctors are trained to prescribe medications, not nutritional protocols. They don't always examine the root causes. And the pharmaceutical industry doesn't earn billions by selling you vitamins. But here's what I want you to recall. The men who act on this observe results. Take Michael as an example. He was 68 when he visited me, exhausted, overweight, and frustrated. His words, "I feel like less of a man." He began my nighttime vitamin protocol, and within 3 weeks he informed me. I woke up and felt like my body was mine again. His energy enhanced, his erections returned, and he said, "Doc, my wife keeps inquiring what's gotten into me." That's the sort of turnaround I observe regularly. Now, let me be explicit. This isn't a magic pill. It won't rectify years of poor habits overnight. But for numerous men, it's the missing element, the natural foundation that improves everything else. And when you execute it correctly, the changes can seem dramatic. You're likely wondering about the precise steps. I'll guide you through them, but I must caution you about something first. There are 3 common supplements men consume at night that can actually undermine your results. If you're consuming these, you might be negating the very benefits you're seeking. I'll disclose those shortly, but first, let's ensure you understand how to implement this correctly. So, here's the proper method to apply this in practice. First, consume your vitamin D3 with dinner. Why dinner? Because vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it requires dietary fat for proper absorption. If you consume it on an empty stomach, you're squandering it. For most men, 2,000 to 4,000 IU represents the sweet spot. Too little, and you'll remain deficient. Too much, and you risk imbalance. With dinner, it integrates smoothly into your bloodstream and becomes available as your body transitions into repair mode at night. Next, approximately 2 hours before bed, consume your zinc. Most men over 60 perform best with 15 to 30 milligrams. Less than that, and you won't experience the full effect. More than that, and it might upset your stomach or disrupt copper levels. The sweet spot around 20 milligrams taken with water, not with milk, not with caffeine, and certainly not with alcohol. Now, let's discuss those 3 supplements you should never consume at night. The first is vitamin C. Yes, it's excellent for immunity, but at night, it can interfere with sleep quality and diminish testosterone production. Reserve it for the morning. The second is any B-complex vitamin. These are energizers. They'll stimulate your nervous system when you should be relaxing, leaving you tossing and turning. The third is anything containing caffeine. And you'd be surprised how many energy and even fat-burning supplements include it covertly. Consume these at night, and you're opposing your body's natural hormone cycle. This is why timing is crucial. Too many men believe supplements concern what you consume, not when you consume it. The truth, the clock is equally important as the capsule. Your body possesses rhythms, and when you honor them, you observe results more quickly, and those results can alter your life. One of my patients, whom I'll refer to as James, was 72. He informed me he hadn't felt a genuine morning erection in over a decade. He initiated this protocol, and by the 4th week, he said, "Doc, I woke up and couldn't believe it. It felt like being 40 again." His wife was overjoyed. And here's what's significant. It wasn't merely physical. His confidence surged. He began walking taller, speaking with more energy, even dressing sharper. That's what occurs when a man feels like a man once more. Now, I recognize some of you are thinking, but I've consumed vitamin D before and didn't notice anything. That's due to 2 common errors: incorrect dosage or no zinc. Without zinc, vitamin D can't fully stimulate testosterone production. Without fat in your meal, it can't be absorbed. Correct those 2 errors and you'll finally witness what this combination can achieve. Let's delve a bit deeper into the science, but I'll maintain it simple. Testosterone is generated in your testes, but the signaling originates in your brain. Your pituitary gland dispatches a message called luteinizing hormone, which instructs your testes produce testosterone. Zinc is what enables that message to truly initiate production. Without zinc, the signal weakens. Vitamin D3, conversely, enhances the sensitivity of the receptors in your testes. So when the signal arrives, it's perceived loud and clear. Consider it like a radio. Zinc activates the power. Vitamin D3 increases the volume. Together, they generate the music of masculinity. But here's something you might not know. Zinc doesn't merely elevate testosterone. It also safeguards your prostate. Men deficient in zinc often possess enlarged prostates, resulting in frequent urination and poor flow. Restoring zinc can alleviate those symptoms and bolster long-term prostate health. So when you consume zinc at night, you're not merely aiding your performance. You're protecting one of the most vital glands in your body. And vitamin D3. Low levels are directly associated with depression, fatigue, and even heart issues. Elevate your levels, and you're not just obtaining firmer erections, you're adding years of healthy life. This is why I inform my patients, don't regard this as a bedroom trick. Regard it as a whole-body upgrade that commences with the most evident result. Now, let me incorporate one more layer. When you consume these at night, you're layering them atop your body's most potent natural hormone surge. Between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., your body operates in peak repair mode. Growth hormone is released, testosterone pulses reach their highest, blood vessels repair. This is why sleep is essential for vitality. By introducing D3 and zinc into that window, you're enhancing your body's strongest natural forces. That's why men frequently inform me, I felt it within days. Let me recount another quick story. Frank, 67, arrived complaining that intimacy with his wife had grown awkward. He loved her, but his body simply wouldn't cooperate. He felt embarrassed. She felt rejected, and their marriage was straining. After 2 months on this protocol, he said, "We're holding hands again, kissing again. I feel like a newlywed." His wife confided to me privately, "You gave me my husband back." And that, gentlemen, is why this is so significant. It's not merely about you. It's about the woman who still desires you, the relationship that still requires you, and the life you still merit. Now, I promised you quotable truths, so here's one. Weak erections are not an indicator of old age. They're an indicator of poor strategy. Correct the strategy, and you can revive performance at nearly any age. Here's another. If you're not supplementing vitamin D3 and zinc at night, You're opposing your body's natural rhythm rather than harnessing it. And one more. A man who sleeps well, restores testosterone, and rebuilds circulation doesn't merely add years to his life, he adds life to his years. By now, you're perceiving the picture. This is straightforward. It's natural and it functions. But you might still be skeptical, and that's healthy. Skepticism signifies you're thinking, but don't allow skepticism to become paralysis, because the men who act are the men who change. Before we conclude, I wish to stress one more aspect. Supplements represent just one puzzle piece. They establish the foundation, but when you integrate them with good sleep, moderate exercise, and a diet that evades sugar and excess alcohol, the results multiply. That's when you progress from improvement to transformation. In fact, in my next video, I'm going to expose 3 so-called heart-healthy foods that actually reduce testosterone in men over 60. If you're consuming them daily, you might be unknowingly undermining your performance. You don't want to miss that. Now, let me provide you the precise step-by-step protocol so there's no confusion. Step 1. With your evening meal, ideally something incorporating healthy fats like salmon, olive oil, or even avocado, consume 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3. That timing guarantees maximum absorption and prepares your body for the night's repair phase. Step 2. About 2 hours before you head to bed, consume 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc with a glass of plain water. Don't consume it with dairy, coffee, or alcohol because those can obstruct absorption. Simple, precise, effective. If you perform this consistently, you might notice subtle changes within a week. More energy in the morning, sharper focus, perhaps even a stronger sense of drive. By weeks 3 to 6, most men begin experiencing genuine physical changes. Morning erections returning, stronger performance during intimacy, and even improved stamina throughout the day. Persist with it, and you're not merely restoring performance, you're reconstructing your confidence. Let me remind you of something crucial here. These results aren't reserved for the fortunate few. They're for men willing to remain consistent. I've observed this in my clinic repeatedly. Men convinced they were too far gone witnessed their vitality return because they supplied their body the building blocks it had lacked for decades. One patient, Daniel, was 81 when he visited me. He said, "Doc, I'm not seeking miracles. I just want to feel alive again." He initiated the protocol, and within 2 months, he wasn't just alive, he was thriving. He informed me, "I'm gardening again. I'm walking without getting winded. And yes, my wife and I are close again." That's at 81. If Daniel can accomplish it, so can you. And that's the genuine secret. Age isn't the enemy. Deficiency is. When you correct the deficiency, your body recalls how to perform. Now, let's address a concern some of you might have. Can I simply obtain this from food? It's a reasonable question. The truth is, it's extremely challenging for men over 60. Vitamin D3 derives primarily from sun exposure, but as you age, your skin generates less of it. Even spending hours outdoors won't produce enough. As for zinc, yes, it's in foods like oysters, beef, and pumpkin seeds. But modern soil is depleted, and your digestive system grows less efficient at absorbing minerals as you age. That's why supplementation isn't optional if you seek consistent results. Here's another concern I encounter. What if I'm already on medications? For most men, vitamin D3 and zinc are safe and even advantageous alongside prescriptions. In fact, studies demonstrate that men on statins often possess lower testosterone, and correcting vitamin D and zinc can assist in offsetting that effect. Of course, consult your doctor. But in 25 years of practice, I've seldom encountered a case where these two weren't safe. Now, I want you to observe something. At this video's start, you might have considered the title too bold. Forget magnesium. 2 vitamins can revive your erections overnight. But now you comprehend why that's not hype. When you provide your body the correct tools at the correct time, changes can occur faster than you anticipate. Let me consolidate this. Weak erections aren't an inevitable aspect of aging. They're a warning signal. Ignore them, and you risk more than embarrassment. You risk your heart, your brain, your very quality of life. But take action, and you can restore not merely your performance, but your energy, your confidence, and your connection with the person you love. And gentlemen, permit me to state this directly to you. I understand how discouraging it feels to believe you've lost this aspect of yourself. I've heard the embarrassment in men's voices. I've seen the frustration in their eyes. But I've also witnessed the joy when they realize it's not over. When they rediscover the part of themselves they thought was gone forever. That joy awaits you too if you take the initial step. So here's my invitation. If this message resonated with you, if you desire real, science-backed methods designed specifically for men over 60, then subscribe right now to Vital Health Seniors. This channel serves as your personal resource, a place where I share the precise strategies I've employed with thousands of men over the last 25 years. Strategies that don't just promise, but deliver. And I want you to anticipate, because in my next video, I'm going to reveal 3 so-called heart-healthy foods that secretly reduce testosterone in older men. Foods you've been informed are good for you, but may actually be draining your energy and performance every single day. When you view that list, you'll comprehend why so many men remain stuck and how evading them can unleash your vitality even further. So, hit that subscribe button now because you don't want to miss it. Remember this, your age does not define your vitality. Your choices do. And tonight, with 2 simple vitamins, you have the opportunity to make a choice that can transform your health, your confidence, and your manhood. I'm Dr. May Anderson, and I'll see you in the next video.